Here's a funny little story. Apparently, if I switch games, it'll just end the stream. So, that was weird. But I mean, whatever, I guess. I did not know that was the thing. I did not know it did that. It's pretty funny, to be honest. And let me enable whatever. No, it's not made for kids. And save. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Excellent connection, just like before. We'll use Ryuko. I don't know. It really doesn't matter what stage. Something I really dislike about Kill la Kill If is just the number of stages. Like, there really aren't that many. I mean, people already complain that there aren't that many characters, but there are also not that many like stages, which is pretty disappointing. So okay, what I was trying to explain in my Storm 4 stream that got interrupted was the fact that every character in Storm 4, it have 3 auto combos, and they all have the exact same setup for the first 4 inputs. But when you look at Kill la Kill If, that is not at all the case. Here are at least 3 ways you can set up auto combos. That's one of them. Bam, bam, bam. That's just me using neutral. But then, let's look at down. Different setup. Then I think the other one is side. Exactly. So here we have 3 different setups for auto combos. 3 of them. And the best thing is that regardless of what setup you make, if you continue to mash circle, it's not like going to convert to, for example, I did a down combo here. Hang on, I did a down combo here. But right now, hang on. How am I going to explain this? Okay, I'm just going to do a neutral auto combo. This is what it does. Now, I'm going to do a down auto combo, starting from setup. Bam, 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 bam. Okay? But, just because you can have different setups, you can still switch to a different direction, you know, a different auto combo, you know. So you guys saw the neutral combo, but now let's look at this one with a setup. But now I stopped clicking analog down, and just like that, it had a down setup, but then it continued to a neutral auto combo. And this is something that you can pretty much do with all of them. Like, I'm gonna do a side combo, and just like that, I stopped clicking. I stopped tapping the analog sideways, and it ended with a neutral combo. This is really cool. Like, this is really fucking good, because now you have different possibilities that you can, different like combo possibilities like that. When you have different setups that can all lead to different combos, that's really good. Like, at the end of the day, Kill la Kill has about like the same amount of like number of auto combos. It has 3, just like Storm 4, but it also has 3 setups. And I don't remember. Hang on, because I don't remember if you can switch direction twice, 3 times. You might not be able to do that. Or actually, maybe you can. Hang on. Actually, you might. Hang on. Let me confirm. Okay. Hang on. Fuck. No. Actually, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I might have to test this a little bit, because I do remember you could switch. I remember you being able to switch. Actually, it's not even switch 3 times. You actually switch twice. But I think you can only switch once. I don't know. I might have to confirm because I could be wrong. Maybe you can. I don't know. I might have to, I do need to. I need to test with every character and kind of like memorize each other's animations. But like, yeah, this is something that I really wish that the Demon Slayer would do. But apparently, from what I saw at least, hang on, let me check the stream health. Oh, it's okay. It's good. From what I saw at least, it seemed like you only have one setup, and then it's only after however many inputs, however many animation sequences you have to see that eventually. That's when you'll eventually choose what direction it will. If that's the case, honestly, that's pretty disappointing. Because come on, Kill la Kill If has only like opened up an opportunity for ways to extend combos. Because this is like a really good thing that Kill la Kill If does. Especially because with projectiles and the guard breaking command, the amount of combos that you can pull off in this game are much bigger than Storm 4, which is one of the things that I really like about Kill la Kill If. And it's also one of the reasons why, if I had to play competitively, I would definitely pick Kill la Kill If. Now, admittedly, Kill la Kill If, it does have some... I don't know how to explain this, but basically, I think it's not as... I don't know how to explain this, but like, I kind of like the way Storm 4 is optimized. Like, I kind of like the fluidity of Storm 4, where everything feels really fast and fluid and stuff. Kill la Kill If, there are times when it just kind of slows down a little bit when you do certain things and stuff. And also the camera angle will switch a lot of times, which kind of makes the matches a little bit disorienting. That does suck. Storm 4 doesn't really have that many problems. Like, the camera angle is actually really good. Like, it doesn't really confuse you all that much. It's something I wish Kill la Kill If had done a little more effort. But I mean, aside from these obstacles, if I wanted to play competitively, I would definitely pick Kill la Kill If. I think it's better. Storm 4, it's a good game, you know, it's fun to play, but like, yeah, I don't know, it's a game that I would play casually and during like story campaigns. Not like, I would not spend hours playing online and trying to like master that game or something like that. I've already kind of tried to do that, and it was extremely exhausting. Like, I got bored really fast. With Kill la Kill If, it's not even really boredom, it's just kind of lack of excitement. Also, there aren't that many people playing online. At least the last time I checked, which did kind of like, it kind of made me lose incentive to play Kill la Kill If more. So I don't know, but even then, I'd still choose this over Storm 4. I think Kill la Kill If has more depth overall. And it's a shame they didn't really borrow some of the ideas from Kill la Kill If into the Demon Slayer game. But who knows? I need to play the demo just to confirm how exactly auto combo works. Because man, if it has the same setup for every auto combo, then I don't know, man. I mean, it's not gonna necessarily ruin the game. It's just a missed opportunity, you know. The other thing I noticed is that the D-pad seems to be completely useless this time. Like, it doesn't, like, according to the screenshot I saw, it doesn't seem like it serves anything. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's not that big of a deal, but I mean, like I explained in my competitive Storm game video. I mean, Demon Slayer is not a Storm game. I mean, but it does you know, share a lot of resemblance. It's made by the same developer, so I feel like there are some ideas. I honestly, I think that every single idea I propose in that Storm video game, competitive Storm video, a lot of them could have honestly been implemented into the Demon Slayer game. like the D-pad, for example, could have been used for little small abilities, or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's a lot harder than I'm making it out to be. Who knows? I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not a developer. I don't know what's going on in CyberConnect 2's development cycle. Maybe there are reasons for why those games are as limited as they are. Maybe there are good reasons for why, but I mean, like, I'm just gonna say this because I ordered the JoJo game, the one from the PS3 JoJo game. I think it's like it's more like a 2.5 D, and I'm pretty sure that game was developed by CC2. And I've seen gameplay footage of that game, and honestly, it looks pretty sick. I kind of want to play that game. It seems like something really cool. And it does also, like, I don't know, like, maybe it's not that competitive, or potential. Maybe it doesn't have as much potential for being competitive as I'm making out to be. Maybe I'm being a little bit misleaded by what I've seen from matches, and also just by analyzing the control schemes. But I don't know, man. Like, that game looked pretty fucking sick. And so it does show that CyberConnect 2, like, they can develop like a pretty at least a game that has potential to be competitive, but for some reason they just don't really focus the resources on that. It's really weird. But, like, yeah, I mean, I'm still hopeful for the Demon Slayer game. It has some cool visuals. Like, everyone has been talking about the visuals a lot. It's very Storm-like, which is true. And I'm also excited to play the story. I've actually never watched or read Demon Slayer, so assuming that it's gonna have Storm levels of story mode, it might be the best opportunity for me to finally watch, in a sense, Demon Slayer, because I never actually seen it. Like, I have no idea what goes on in that scene, in that series. So, I mean, that's pretty much what CyberConnect 2 did with Naruto as well. Like, before I played those games, I never actually read Naruto, but then later I did read. So maybe that's the case with Demon Slayer. Maybe after experiencing the story campaign, I'll then read Demon Slayer. Who knows? Hang on. Right now, I'm in the JoJo Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle Wikipedia. And yes, it definitely was developed by CyberConnect 2. I'm not seeing any additional developer. I mean, make of that what you will, I guess. And, like, yeah, like, that game looked pretty sick. So, yeah, I guess it's just with arena fighters where they are a little bit competitively challenged. I mean, it's not that, honestly. I mean, even Kakarot was pretty... I mean, I don't know. I did not like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I thought that game was pretty boring. I mean, even the story campaign wasn't good, to be honest. Like, I wasn't really a fan of the cutscenes. I wasn't really a fan of the music. I wasn't really a fan of the way... I don't know if the pacing issues were CyberConnect 2's fault, or the Dragon Ball or it was just Dragon Ball's fault. I don't know, but, like, I don't know, like, there are some moments that really dragged on. Like, some of the opponents that I had to fight against just had really just bland dialogue and stuff. So yeah, the story campaign wasn't really that good, and the combat was just kind of bad. The combat was honestly kind of shit. I mean, I don't know, maybe not that shit, but it's just so bland, dude. Like, it's like I feel like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is exactly what people think arena fighters are. It's just a game of mashing. Like, that's pretty much what that game is. It's just fucking mashing the shit out of your opponent. It's really boring, like really fucking boring to play that game. Like, eventually I just got really exhausted. Like there are times when I was losing, But I wasn't necessarily losing because I didn't know how to defeat the opponent. I was losing literally just because I was tired. Like, I was mentally exhausted by that game because of how monotonous it was. So, like, yeah. Kakarot, for me, it's a pretty big miss. I didn't like it. What game is this? It's Kill la Kill If by, hang on, let me hang on. Arc System. I don't know if Arc System develop or if they just published it. I think they only published it. Hang on, let me confirm. Kill la Kill If. Where is the wiki page? Wait, Kill la Kill If doesn't have a wiki page? That's fucking weird. But I mean, maybe I don't need it. Yeah, it was exactly what I... Is it like Naruto Ninja Storm? Kinda looks like it. If you're talking about Kill la Kill If, I think there are a bunch of differences. Like, this is the shit that can happen in the Kill la Kill If game. Like, there are much bigger opportunities for combos. And ever since I started, I have not, you know, like, I'm not just pressing one button, like circle or whatever. I'm literally having to, like, switch between square, triangle, and circle, which all of them have different commands, which is not really how Storm works. Also, this game doesn't have substitution. It kind of has an ultimate jutsu, but it's very weirdly designed. So, like, yeah, Kill la Kill If is kind of its own thing. Although the Demon Slayer game, there are a lot more similarities with the Storm game. And, you know, I think that there are some things that they seem to be experimenting with that looks really cool. But there are also some things that are kind of contemplating on, which I wish they would do more to improve. And I was kind of using Kill la Kill If as an example of some of the things they could have done. I mean, what else does Kill la Kill If has that they could have done? Kill la Kill If has 3 special attacks, which the Demon Slayer game seems to kind of be the deal as well. And what's best is that the way the Demon Slayer game works in terms of special attacks, which is called technique, is that with Kill la Kill If and also Storm 4, these special attacks, they're basically combo finishers. Like, that's pretty much what they are. After you activate them, I don't think it's even really possible to continue, you know, like to extend the combo even further. Like, that's pretty much the breaking point. But with the Demon Slayer game, the special attacks work very similar to how 2D fighters work, in which once you pull off like even if you pull off an EX in a 2D fighter, it's not the end of the combo. You can still extend it in other ways as long as you understand the mechanics of the game enough to find ways to extend it. It's the same. It's the deal with Dragon Ball FighterZ. It's the deal with even Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax Ignition, which I've been promoting recently. And like, yeah, and a lot of fighting games, 2D fighters are basically like that as well. It's only when you get to like supers and stuff that it can lead to combo finishers. Like, yeah, like in Dragon Ball FighterZ, you have supers. Like once you do a quarter plus R1, that's pretty much the end of the combo a lot of the times. Same deal with, again, Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax Ignition. Like if you pull off a half circle, and I think it's the B and C button, you press them simultaneously, that's usually where you end the combo. And that's like the climax skill, which is like the most powerful one that you can pull in that game. But despite having those, you also have like special attacks that you can pull off with a quarter circle plus either A, B, or C, which has its own special attack that can still be extended on. And with Kill If, that doesn't really exist here unless you want to count these specials, the close range, long range, special attack, but it works very differently because once you do them, it's basically the end of the combo. And it was the same with Storm. It was the same with the Storm games, except probably even worse because you only have one special attack that you can, I guess, kind of call, which was ninjutsu. You only have one, and after you pull it off, it was game over. It was basically the end of the combo, unless you had a strike back. That was pretty much the condition. But with Demon Slayer, that doesn't seem to be the case, which is really exciting. I really hope. There's also another thing I want to talk about Demon Slayer, and that is how unique the characters are, because it seems like how each character will vary in terms of how unique they are will be in the technique button, which is triangle. Because yeah, Tanjiro, for example, very different techniques when compared to the other ones that they showed there. So I'm really interested in seeing how that'll kind of change the way you play, how it'll kind of change the potential combos you can pull off with each character. I'm also curious to know how even the auto combo might change depending on the character and how that'll be different. I'm very interested in knowing those things. That's why I want a demo. Like, I want a demo so fucking bad because I really want to know. I really want answers to all those things. So yeah. And also, I mentioned how Demon Slayer does seem to have more defense techniques. So I don't know if those defense techniques are different depending on the character. That's also something that I'm not really sure. It's not really something that I could really conclude from the demo that they showed on that stream. So we'll have to see if it's different or not. So yeah. I mean, I'll say one thing, like, I'll give props to CC2 for one thing. It's getting a lot of people excited. Like, a lot of, the thing is with anime games, especially arena fight. I mean, actually, it's not even. This is not something that it's not exclusive to arena fighters, even though a lot of people like to make it out like it's exclusive to arena fighters. But this is something that kind of applies to almost every anime game, especially ones based on any IP. And that's the fact that normally people are not very excited about it. They're not very excited about it. They usually have a lot of skepticism towards it because anime games don't have the best track record. But it seems like with this game, a lot of people are excited, and they're excited in the sense that they think they might be good. They think it might be a good game. While when you look at other anime games, it's usually like, is this gonna suck like everything else, So yeah, I'm really glad CC2 is hyping up the fans, which is what they do. But I mean, they did also do that with Kakarot and was kind of a disappointment. But I don't know, with this Demon Slayer, I genuinely think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be a good game. I just also wish it was a little more on the competitive side. Not that I necessarily need a game to be competitive. Like, even if it's not, I'll still enjoy it. But I like my fighting games when they're competitive. Not that I consider myself that much of a competitive player, but I do like games where Kakarot was very underwhelming. Yeah, it was very underwhelming. Like, I think the worst thing about that game was the combat system. But even the story, it was I don't even had that much of a good story campaign. Like, I was kind of expecting some really cool boss battles with their own unique. I guess, to be fair, the boss battles did actually have some unique powers and stuff. Like, for example, when you look at the end, like when you fought against the androids, for example, they had the ability to absorb your ki and stuff. That was like one of the coolest parts. Who worked on Kakarot? It was CyberConnect 2. The same developer behind the Naruto games. It was really disappointing. Like, they're like the masters of anime stories, but like Kakarot had like a really bad story campaign. It was bad until the Cell games, which started to get a little bit better. Like, I started to have a little bit of fun, but before then, it was boring as hell. Like, I did not like the Saiyan saga. I did not like the Frieza saga. The Cell games characters started to become a little more unique. The story also started to become a little more exciting. I think my favorite was surprisingly the Buu arc. I know every Dragon Ball fan thinks that the Buu arc was like the worst and stuff, but I actually like if I have to rank the Dragon Ball Z arcs based on my experience with Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, the Buu arc would be number one. Cell Games would be number two, and maybe I would rank the Saiyan Saga above Frieza. I don't know. Buu arc is Kino. I honestly enjoyed it. Like I thought it was. I think because I've never actually watched or read Dragon Ball Z, but I have actually read the first few chapters of the original Dragon Ball manga, which is good. Like I liked it a lot, and the Buu arc, it kind of gave me some glimpses of original Dragon Ball, you know, in a way. Like the way it was kind of willing to kind of subvert your expectations and stuff. I think they were a little more willing to do that when you compare to the other arcs. It was a lot more willing to be goofy with some of its concepts. Like the villain itself was just extremely fucking goofy. I mean, I guess maybe when you get to like Super Buu, it might be a little bit different. But even when you look at Kid Buu, like the idea of Kid Buu is the fact that he's like the strongest form of Buu. Even though he looks the least intimidating, like he's not that smart, and he looks tiny as fuck. But even then, he's the strongest. Like that's the kind of cleverness that I liked about the Buu arc and stuff. And yeah, that's kind of why I like that arc more than the other ones. Again, based on my experience with Kakarot, not the manga. I'm sure it would be a lot different. I'm sure I would have a different opinion on the other arcs if I read it, because that's what everyone told me at least. I mean, obviously, you know, gaming experience is never going to be the same as actually watching or reading a series, you know. So yeah, I hope with the Demon Slayer, because the other reason why I'm excited for this game is because the meters look a lot more thoughtful. Like with the Storm games, aside from the substitution meter, the other ones, they were kind of like they were not really all that organized. And with the Demon Slayer game, it feels a lot more like a fighting game, or even just the classic Ultimate Ninja games from the PS2 games, where it was separated by bars. Like certain attacks, certain moves might cost, for example, 25%. I just enjoy seeing Gohan level no. Oh my fucking god, yes. Thank you. I'm really glad you mentioned that, because I like the way Gohan, especially in like the first few, I guess, chapters of the Buu arc, or however you want to see it, but like yeah, I really like seeing him like attend college. Was it college? Because I think he was an adult. I like seeing him like build a relationship with Videl and stuff. Like, I just enjoy seeing Gohan kind of pursuing a life that was more desirable for him, because at least from what I could tell from the other arcs, it didn't really seem like fighting was something that he wanted, and he was a lot more influenced by what's her name again? Hang on. Did I just forget her name? Chi-Chi. I think it's Chi-Chi. Yeah. He seemed a lot more influenced by Chi-Chi in terms of prioritizing education and stuff. So seeing him do just that was cool. And I also just like seeing his kind of like his personality and overall character being explored more individually, because I wasn't really a fan of Gohan in the other arcs, just because of the fact that it seemed like he was in service of other people's goals in a way. Like he was a character that was constantly getting hyped up as like someone with a lot of potential and stuff. But when I saw him, it's just some fucking kid who I don't care about. But but in the Buu arc, he has a lot. It seems like he has more personality. Like he seems more like an individual person who has his own life, which I do like. I do like that aspect of the Buu arc as well. But like, yeah, what was I saying again? Oh yeah, I was saying that the Demon Slayer game does seem to have more thought put into the meters. And that's really cool. And also the fact that it's not published by Bandai. And not that being published by Bandai is automatically a bad thing. But the thing is, if you look at some of the interviews with Hiroshi Matsuyama, which is the president of CyberConnect 2, it did kind of seem like, especially with the later games, including Kakarot, there were a lot of production delays and stuff. Like, at least to me, it kind of seemed like the demands that were being given to them were not being met in time. And now you could boil this up to CC2 not really planning stuff well, but it could also be that maybe Bandai is asking a little too much from the developer. I don't know. You can read it both ways, but regardless, it kind of seemed like the budget that they were giving to CyberConnect 2 wasn't always paying off, and they always had to cut corners and sometimes even delay games. Like Storm 4 was delayed. Like, it was supposed to come out in 2015, but it had to get delayed to 2016. So yeah, I'm getting kind of surprised Demon Slayer is getting this instead of My Hero. I'll say one thing. I kind of agree, and to be fair, I do kind of have. I am a little bit biased since I've actually seen My Hero Academia. I have not actually seen Demon Slayer, so the idea of playing a Demon Slayer game isn't as exciting to me as the idea of playing a My Hero game. So yeah, if I had to pick a game that CyberConnect 2 had to make an arena fighter off of, it would definitely be My Hero. But I mean, to be fair, you know, My Hero already has an arena fighter. It doesn't seem to be as well respected as the Storm games, but I mean, some people like it. I know Globeku is a fan of it. Like, he plays it competitively. I don't know if he's been playing recently, but I know that even from the first game, he was, you know, very invested in the game. Like, he saw a lot of potential in it. Yeah, One Justice. Look, man, I saw footage from that game. That it looks clunky as hell. I don't know if I personally would be able to play it. Like, it's so slow and floaty that I just don't see myself playing that and enjoy it. But that's just me. I don't know. Other people like it, so I'll give them that. I'm just off put. The art style does look weird. Like, I did actually, this is actually an issue I had ever since I saw screenshots of that game before it was even released. I was not really a fan of the model skinning. It did look pretty jarring. It's the most popular anime, and it looks so budget. Yeah, it's very unfortunate. Like, it really looks like a cheap fucking game. Like, what is it with like the popular franchises getting this shit treat? Like, even fucking One Piece games. Like, I mean, it seems like Dragon Ball and Naruto, and I guess also Demon Slayer, which is the next big thing. It seems like these three games so far have been the ones that have received like the most respect in terms of visual refinement. Like, those games, like all of the Dragon Ball games that we've got recently, except for Xenoverse, which I've never really liked the aesthetic. But when you look at Dragon Ball Fighters and even Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, like, those games look really good. Like, the visuals are phenomenal. Storm games, everybody knows that the visuals are phenomenal. And but when you look at One Piece games, not really. My Hero, not really. So it's really weird. It's very weird seeing the state of anime games where they're so popular yet the games are so limited. And to be fair, you know, I'm not even really someone who gives that much shit at those games for looking as cheap as they do. Oh yeah, also the One Punch Man game also looks cheap as fuck. Not at all a fan of the visuals, but like, yeah. Like I said, I'm honestly be willing to overlook how cheap they look if they at least played well. But I mean, it doesn't really seem that case. I mean, all of the games developed by Spike Chunsoft, they play like shit. The Arena Fighters specifically, not the other games. I know they've developed good games like the some visual novels like Steins Gate, for example. But like, if we're talking about Arena Fighters, they're all shit. They're all fucking dog shit. One Piece Burning Blood, pretty bad. Jump Force, pretty bad. you, the game of the year nominated One Punch Man game. Oh my fucking god, dude. It's so dumb. You know what's worse? Okay, when was that game released? Was it 2020? Let's see if there were other fighting games that were released in 2020. Cause come on, there had to be other games. Anime, like even just anime fighting games. There had to be others. Dragon Ball. No, I'm not really gonna count. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Even My Hero One's Justice looks like a better game than. Now, granted, not that I would nominate it fucking best like fighting game of the year or any shit like that. Not that I would do that, but even then, like that game looks better. Like Grand Blue looks awesome. Like all of the video game footage I've seen looks really cool. That game was released in 2020, right? I could be wrong, but I think it was released that year. I don't know. Like there are all like out of all of the fucking games, dude. Like why the One Punch? Like Spike Chunsoft, I don't know what's up with them, but they just seem to release the shittiest arena. Like here, you know, like you know those fucking people like the fucking that article from GameSpot, like that one that was like, oh yeah, arena fighters are bad. It's a toxic, was Grand Blue nominated? Let's see. I mean, I was just kind of checking games that were released last year. I don't know if it was gonna nominated. I really hope it will. I really hope it has. Game of the year nominees. I really hope it did. Hang on. God. Did I open the wrong link? Well, at least Yakuza 7 was nominated for Best JRPG. That's pretty cool. I mean, I don't really take awards all that seriously, but I was surprised when they nominated not Jump Force. Actually, I think Jump Force was also nominated, but for 2019, which is really fucking stupid. Oh god. By the way, to anyone watching this, you guys should buy Kill la Kill If. This game, it did not have the best sales, and I also didn't think it had the best reviews. Like I think IGN even said this game is like mashy and stuff, which is so wrong. Like this game is not mashy. There's a lot you can do with this. I think whoever played that game really did not spend enough time exploring the depth of this game, because it actually does have more depth than your average arena fighter. The only problem is that it doesn't have that many characters, and like I said before, I don't think it's just a little bit too disorienting of a game. Like the camera moves so drastically a lot to the point where it's not always easy telling where you are, where the opponent is, and it's also just kind of, it's not really as optimized as Storm 4 in terms of but looks cool, but the game's, yeah, it does lack a lot of content. Yeah, that's the thing. It does lack like aside from not having that many characters, like even the modes itself, like it doesn't have tournament, league mode, like neither online nor offline. The story, I mean, not that story is like the most important thing ever, but even that, like the story is not, it's not that good. I mean, there are some cool interactions, but I would not sell this game on the story is what I would say. I mean, I don't know, if this game, if it's on sale, I definitely do recommend, because I do want, like, I want more people playing this game. I want more people playing this, because if people don't play this game, people are just gonna continue buying shit from fucking Spike Chunsoft, and then more people are gonna think that anime arena fighters are like always bad and stuff, which is not true. Here's a good example of a pretty tightly designed anime arena fighter, but no one's fucking playing it. Oh god. I mean, to be fair, not even I'm playing it, but at least I'm not complaining about arena fighters being bad. I just complain about some arena fighters being bad. But like, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm excited. I hope good things come from the Demon Slayer game. Oh, like I said, I'm glad Bandai is not involved. I want to see other publishers getting involved in anime games. I mean, not that I trust Aniplex, but I am curious to see what they do, because normally they publish if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure a lot of the games they publish are like kind of just cheap mobile games and stuff, so I'm kind of interested in seeing them publish a CC2 AAA-esque anime game. The fighting game community seem to treat arena fighters like posing. Yeah, it's a problem. It's an issue I have with, honestly, the fighting game community as a whole. I mean, look, I'm not gonna pretend I don't understand where they're coming from. It's, in some ways, they're right. Arena fighters, a lot of the times, they're pretty limited. Like, even Kill la Kill If. Like, you have... Actually, hang on. You have this. You have this. You have... Okay. Even in Kill la Kill If, you are very limited in what you could do. Like, think of your average 2D fighter, where the D-pad is a lot more deeply explored, where in this game you have down, side, and neutral. Meanwhile, in fighting games you can have the same, pretty much the same, except not just with square, but also triangle, which can be medium, or circle, which can be heavy. And sometimes you have X. Now, some fighting games use X differently, but whatever. Like, basically, the amount of like inputs combinations that you can do in a 2D fighter, I just feel like it's a genre of fighting game that has been around for long enough that people just kind of understand pretty well how to design like an engaging competitive 2D fighter. While with arena fighters, I feel like developers are still trying to like find ways to design it in a way that can take advantage of the open arena and designing the control schemes that can appease to that, and also making it fun. And unfortunately, not every developer is trying to make the tightest, like most, like the deepest fighting game ever. Like, some of them try to keep things pretty simple, like CyberConnect 2. That's pretty much what they've been doing. I mean, even when you look at the PS2 games, like, they came out of a party game. Like, they started off Storm as like a kind of like a party game, but later they did try to make it a little more competitive. But even then, you know, like, it's not the most competitive it can get. Like, I would not play that game competitively. And I love the Storm game, but I would not play that game competitively. So, I'm not gonna say that I don't understand where people are coming from, but at the same time, I just think people are way too dismissive. Like, again, look at Kill la Kill If. Like, honestly, I encourage you guys to go online and look at combos for Kill la Kill If. There are a lot of them you can pull off with each character, and they're all unique. Like, the way Ryuko plays, for example, is very different from, for example, my favorite character, not only in this game but also in Kill la Kill If in general, Nui. Nui plays very uniquely. Like, she has a pretty unique moveset, and that unique moveset lends itself room for completely different combos when compared to other characters. I mean, just look at her projectiles. Very different from what you saw from Yuko. Like, these are fucking clones. Her dashes also very different. it can lead to different, combo setups. Again, problem with disorienting camera, but still, her guard breaking is also very different. If you're on the air, it does these little strings, but if you're on the ground and you press guard break, it does this. This is very unique, There are a lot of I feel like arena fighters, they can be deep, they can be pretty competitive, but it's just not easy to prove that. And even when you do have a game that does prove that, no one's playing it. No one is playing Kill la Kill If. Some people literally don't even know that you can do this. People just don't play it. They don't care. They're quick to jump. Again, I'm not trying to sound like they don't have a good point, but at the same time, I just wish people would give more of a chance, Because again, the amount of effort put into this game is just gonna get overlooked. Instead, what's gonna happen is people are gonna play stuff like fucking Jump Force and other games from Spike Chunsoft, and that's gonna be their perception of arena fighters. And then this game is gonna remain obscure, and more people are just gonna think that Jump Force is representative of all arena fighters, which is not true, And this Demon Slayer game, honestly, I have hopes that it's gonna play better than Storm 4, but I don't think it's gonna be that innovative. I don't know. Maybe it'll prove me wrong. I really need to know more about the combo setups. I also just kind of want to know how frequent you can extend combos, how unique each technique can be. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean, honestly, with Demon Slayer, I'm excited to know how it plays, but if I had to gamble on that game being one of the best anime games, I'd probably point at the story campaign, which I have a feeling is gonna be great because it's CyberConnect 2. That's just what I think. I wonder how the story mode will be. Yeah, me too. I don't know, man. If you go to the website and look at the description, it does kind of seem like they'll put a lot of focus on the story mode. I don't know if it's gonna have all of the the really ambitious boss battles with a lot of quick time events and shit. I don't know if that's gonna be the case with Demon Slayer. If it's just gonna play like every other fighting game where you have cutscenes and then you have a battle, and the battles are gonna play pretty much the same except different music and whatever, and some voiceover and stuff. If it's like that, it's pretty disappointing given CyberConnect 2's track record. I honestly don't think it's gonna be the case. I think CC2 will know better than that, but maybe that's just wishful thinking. You never know. But I have a feeling it's gonna be a good story mode. Although I will say that there is actually one good way of telling if it's gonna be a good story mode or not. We just have to wait for the demo, because if you look at Storm 1, the Storm 1 demo is just free battle. It's literally just free battle with 2 characters, because they couldn't really sell the game on the story campaign because they have Kess story to Cyber. Hopefully they can make it good. Yeah, I hope too. Because what I was saying is that when you look at Storm 1, which has a pretty lackluster story mode, they focus the demo more on free battle, kind of allowing you to play with 2 characters, I think. They have less story to work on. Okay, that is true, because I'm assuming they're going to adapt Season 1, which I don't think is that much. If you look at the Storm games, Storm 2 adapted the story of Naruto since the first arc of Shippuden to the pain arc. That's a lot of fucking material for just one game. They're probably not going to do something on that level, so you do kind of have to wonder how it'll go. I think this might be a good thing, because if they have less story material to work on, that means they can tighten everything up, including the gameplay. They can focus more time on the gameplay, and also focus as much time as they can to creating a pretty compelling story mode. I do know that the president of CyberConnect 2 seems to be a pretty big fan of Demon Slayer, so I hope he gives it a lot of justice. It's also one of the reasons why I wouldn't mind a Bleach game developed by CyberConnect 2, because it also seems like the president of the studio is also a fan of Bleach. Because the thing about the Storm games is that one of the reasons why it's as good as it is because Hiroshi Matsuyama is legit a fan of Naruto. Like, him and the developing team, like, if you listen to them in interviews, it's pretty obvious that they're fans of that series. Like even just playing the game, you can tell that they're fans, you know? Like, a certain amount of passion had to be put into those games. Like, they really had to be fans of that. And I don't know, maybe it's gonna be the same with Demon Slayer. But like, yeah, what I was saying is, oh yeah, I agree with you. But like, yeah, what I was saying was that Storm 1, not a good story, so demo focus on free battle. But you look at Storm 2, great story. That's why with the demo they focus on a boss battle, because they really wanted to show off what they decided to do with the game, with the whole quick time events, unique challenges and mechanics explored during boss battles and stuff. They kind of wanted to make sure that was the deal with this new direction they were taking with the Storm games. And so if they have a demo that has like a super fucking cool like first chapter, like not first chapter, but like first battle that like shows off a lot of like the same Storm stuff, like the quick time events and stuff, interesting boss battles. If they do something like that, that's gonna be a pretty good indication that it's gonna be a good story mode. But if it doesn't have that, then who knows? It's really up in the air. Maybe they'll want to focus. Maybe they'll want to dedicate the demo more to exposing the gameplay, because maybe they think that's the most important part. I don't know. Like, I'm not sure what they'll do, to be honest. But I hope it has a good story mode, because I think that's gonna be like, if it's CyberConnect 2, that's gonna be their best selling point. But you never know. Maybe they'll royally fuck it up. CyberConnect 2 is not perfect. Okay, so I'm at the site, and I'm at the Demon Slayer video game official site, and I'm kind of trying to look for... Okay, here's what it says on the website. In solo play mode, you can relive the story drawn in the anime Kimetsu no Yaiba, which you become Tanjiro Kamado and confront the demons in order to return your younger sister Mameko, who has been killed by her family and turned into a demon. So that's really the only description we have of the story. So it's pretty vague, to be honest. Again, it could just be a case of cutscenes, then generic battle, which is definitely be underwhelming. But you never know. You never know. I really hope it's not that, because those are the kinds of story modes in fighting games that I skip. Like, fucking no, Guilty Gear is not a good example, because it's not even really like that. Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax Ignition. Oh, actually, no, that's not a very good example either, because I couldn't really understand what they were saying since it was in Japanese. What's a good example? Okay, BB Tag, BlazBlue Tag, Cross Tag Team Battle. I have not played the story mode of that game, because it's exactly what I didn't want. It's just cutscenes, not even well done cutscenes, and generic battles. and I don't care. Like, to me, that's not an interesting story campaign. I'd rather just play free battle and dick around in training mode. I have no interest in playing the main campaign. Although, if the experience somehow justifies, like, if let's say it's paced well, the cutscenes are really good, it has a lot of really good build up, and it just so happens that the matches are kind of just generic, if the rest compensates that drawback, or, you know, I don't know, maybe I don't know, I don't want to completely dismiss like a more a simpler story mode. Maybe I am willing to play it, but I don't know, it's just not what I expect from them. Yeah, honestly, the site doesn't really have that much information on the story, so we'll just have to wait. We'll just have to wait until they release more, because the PVs that they release, they really don't show that much at all. So yeah. Bow. Yeah, I need to train more with Nui, because I've never been very good at extending combos in this game, and Nui interests me a lot because of her clones. Like, yeah, I guess that's all I really wanted to say on the Demon Slayer game. I don't think I have anything else. So, I got a comment on a really old video. Really old and really bad video. Like, what? I hate when that happens. I really, really, really hate when I get a comment on a really old video. Like, that's one of the most gut-wrenching things ever, dude. Like, fuck. But, like, yeah, it's getting pretty late. I definitely have to end the stream because, I'm actually downloading a playlist right now because I'm archiving something. So yeah, I'm gonna have to continue the download after this. So oh, also I bought a new hard drive because I need storage space. So might as well continue my download. I think my computer is gonna be up all night, so that's gonna be interesting. Also, I have to continue writing my story, which I wanted to come up with a new story for this week, but to be honest, I couldn't find any good ideas, so I eventually gave up and decided to continue one of the stories that I'd written earlier, so here I am. Yeah, later, Hollow Man. Thanks for tuning in. So, I'm heading out. I think I can end the stream on my PS4. Alright, see you all later.